It's the year 2018, and Rise of Kingdoms has just been released. Let's go back to 2018. Rise of Kingdoms took the mobile strategy gaming world by storm when it was first released, and looking back, it wasn't hard to see why. Rise of Kingdoms was one of the first mobile strategy games that has a real-time combat feature that allows players to battle in a world map. It was the first game that enables players to zoom in and out in a giant world map seamlessly, and it had a number of different civilizations, each with their own special units and buffs. But we have still come a very long way. By the time you see this video, Rise of Kingdoms had released 14 civilizations and over 50 legendary commanders. But back in 2018, the game started with only 8 civilizations. Can you imagine the game without the Vikings or Egypt? I mean, who did people use as their garrison commander before the release of Zenobia? I'm not even sure how to play open field without Guan Yu. And can you imagine ROK without KVK? Today, being able to engage in mass-scale battles is the reason why many governors love the game. But back then, in 2018, Civil War was pretty much the only type of fight you had. But things quickly took traction as we entered 2019. The big changes started rolling in as early as January. In Update 10.15, we released 3 new Middle Eastern civilizations and released 5 new commanders. In March, Rise of Kingdoms officially became, well, Rise of Kingdoms. And in August, we welcomed the official launch of Osiris League. And it instantly became one of the most exciting competitive modes in ROK, as you can enjoy all features of the game in a separate esports-like mode for alliances to fight without having to suffer actual power losses. Nevertheless, there's just something about the beauty of destruction that makes fighting in Rise of Kingdoms that much more visceral. In October, one of the most powerful accounts at the time, Solimar City, was swarmed by hundreds of players. Zero with a capital Z.
Who doesn't log into the game for 20 hours? Are you crazy? We're all...
But enough talk about Zero. Let's talk about Hero. In 2020, Rise of Kingdoms welcomes the first ever player into the Billion Power Club, Baba TC. In October, with the launch of Heroic Anthem KVK, we're now in the season of conquest. Throughout the year, we also released a slew of new commanders, many of whom later became fan favorites among our governors. Entering 2021, despite having to work from home, we continue to introduce updates. In May, we introduced the highly anticipated Viking civilization, along with the addition of 2 new Vikings commanders. Kudos to these 2 weathermen for making the first ever ROK update video and delivering exciting game updates in the freezing cold. In June, Rise of Kingdoms introduced yet another fun game feature, the 5v5 game mode that is Champions of Olympia. This MOBA-style game mode added a fresh air into the game, allowing governors to experiment with new strategies. As the ROK community gets bigger and better, so do the fights. March of 2022 saw what might be the biggest rally in ROK history. In June, we welcomed another highly anticipated civilization, Egypt. And in celebration of the launch, a lovely Australian couple who found each other in the game won the enviable trip to Egypt through the ROK giveaway event. We started 2023 with a massive showdown between these huge imperiums and many others. This mass-scale epic fight was no short of diplomacy in its cleverest and most treacherous sense. And we saw as much heat of the competition in-game as we did, well, on Facebook. But hey, what's the fun in KVK without some drama? In March, we introduced the new Siege of Orleans map, which introduced the new auxiliary skill system to KVK. And comes July as we welcomed the introduction of a new civilization that was, in all honesty, long overdue. This year, Rise of Kingdoms also held its first ever player meet and greet event in sunny Los Angeles. It was such a refreshing experience getting to meet our community of players, leaders, and content creators whom we've been working with for years but had never gotten the chance to meet in person. It's hard to believe the Rise of Kingdoms is turning 5 this year already. This ride was nothing short of fun, and we went through exhilarating wins and tough losses, but the journey was so much more than that. We were motivated by inspiring stories of camaraderie and dedication, touched by heartwarming romances that trace their buds to the battlefield. And when it comes to ROK love stories, we always celebrate with governors of allies and foes alike. Throughout this 5-year journey, we're more than grateful for all our governors who have collectively weaved the vibrant community that is Rise of Kingdoms. You guys make ROK much bigger than the game it is. As we celebrate the game's development over the past years, we also celebrate all the collaborations, growth, friendship, and love stories that we have had the luck to witness. Thank you so much for being a part of the ROK community. We hope you've enjoyed the journey and all the fights along the way.